Welcome back everyone, I am Kylie the Curly Crafter, and today I am super excited to bring you guys another fake bake video, this time around for Valentine's Day. In today's video we will be making some fake donuts but Valentine's theme, and this one is kind of inspired by the Dunkin Donuts heart donut, so I'm super excited to show you guys how to make donuts like this in today's video. And if you guys are ready to start crafting with me, then let's get started. When it comes to making donuts, you can always use clay, but since I'm doing a whole 1 dozen donuts, I thought it was more cost effective if I used a salt dough recipe. So for this you will need a glass bowl, a rubber spatula, and also some measuring cups. As for the actual ingredients, you will need some all-purpose flour and some regular salt. This recipe is a 1-to-1 ratio, so you can adjust the sizing depending on how much dough you want to make. As for in my case, I actually did 4 cups of salt against 4 cups of flour. Once you have all of your flour and salt inside the bowl, I'm just going to use a whisk and we are going to mix this together till it is all well incorporated. And then after everything is well combined together, we will start adding in our water and forming our dough. Since we did 4 cups of each of our other components, as for the water, you will only need half of that, so I'm going to use 2 cups regarding using 4 cups of dry ingredients. And then after I add a little bit of that water, I'm going to start gently mixing that together and slowly incorporating more water in until we have a nice dough. Since I was working with such a large batch of salt dough, it's kind of hard to use just a spatula for mixing, so once this dough started to form, I went in and started working it with my hands. Once for the most part my dough was combined, I sprinkled some flour on my tabletop so I could work with it on here without it sticking to my surface. So after I had all the flour on my table, I took out some of the dough and just finished kneading it together. If you find that your dough is too sticky, you can always add more flour, and if it's not sticking well enough, add a little bit more water. Finally, the dough is finished, and now we can start working on making our donuts. So I'm just going to take my dough and divide it evenly amongst 12 parts. Or maybe not so evenly, because 4 of them had a little extra dough because I was going to do something different rather than the basic ringed donut, which has a hole in the center. For the 4 ones that I was doing differently, I shaped 2 of them as hearts, kind of like the Dunkin Donuts hearts donuts that they have seasonally around Valentine's Day. And then for the other 2, I flattened them down kind of like an oval. As for one of them, I actually used my finger to make indents as I was going to put some fake jelly inside and make a jelly donut. Again, I'm just going to go through with the rest of them now and make them into the basic ringed donut. Another tip is that you have to work fast when forming all of your donuts, because if you don't work fast enough, the dough will actually start to dry out. So when you're trying to shape it into a donut, it will start forming cracks. In order to prevent this, you can always just keep your hands dipped in water for the extra moisture, or even just sprinkle a little bit of water when you are working with each donut. Once all your donuts have been formed, I'm just going to use a spatula and carefully place them onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, because we are actually going to bake these in the oven so that they will harden. Preheat your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and once it's preheated, we will pop it into the oven and bake it for 2 hours. Now that the donuts have come out and they are stiff, I'm going to slide them off of the baking sheet. And I also want to mention that these are technically edible, but I guarantee you will break your teeth off trying to bite into them. Also, they do not attract any bugs, so it is super safe for when you are doing fake bakes. Now I'm just going to mix these 2 shades of paint, and we are going to do the base coat on our donuts. This base coat is supposed to be a very light shade because it's supposed to look like the donuts before they are baked or fried. So I'm just going to do this very light kind of ivory cream brownish shade, and we are just going to paint that along the edges of the donuts. Don't be too concerned about the bottoms or tops of the donuts because those will be a different color. Once I finish the 2 coats of this light shade, I'm going to work on the darker shade, which is actually Sunny Day Chestnut, Classic Caramel, and Pumpkin Orange from Apple Barrel. This is just a mixture of all of these shades till I got the nice shade that I wanted for my donuts to appear. So once I created the shade I wanted my donuts, I just mix that together, and then I'm going to start painting on the donuts. So when donuts are actually fried, about 1/3 of them are dunked underneath the grease, and then they are flipped so the other third is dunked underneath the grease. That kind of leaves like a little bit of a fry line and a little bit of the exposed underbaked part of the donut in the center. So when painting, you want this to be the most realistic, so leave some of that light cream color showing and then paint the rest of it with the darker shade of brown. Most donuts do not appear matte, and I think it's more realistic when they look glaze. So in order to do that, I actually am going to use some gloss Mod Podge and just give all of the donuts a nice coat. If you can see, I will show you a before and after, and it really makes a huge difference in the appearance of your donut and just takes it to the next level of realistic. So here is before adding the Mod Podge, which it already looks amazing, and then this is the other simple round ring donut without Mod Podge, and this is what they look like after. As you can see, it looks like a glazed donut, and it's just so much more realistic, and it's perfect for when you're doing fake donuts. And now we are going to start decorating some of them, starting with our jelly donut. So far, all of the stuff you need, I'm pretty sure you can find at Dollar Tree, which is where we got this Johnson's baby powder, what you will need for the faked powdered sugar on your jelly donut. What I'm going to do is simply just brush another coat of Mod Podge on the donut and then sprinkle the baby powder to give it the powdered effect. For the fake jelly, you are going to need some silicone, and then I buy this one at Walmart. To color it, you are going to want to use some resin pigment or some alcohol ink. I like to use the shade Ruby from this kit that I got from Amazon, and I will leave links in the description if I can find anything similar, just to help you guys out. So for the fake jelly, I just squeeze some of the silicone on a plate, add some of the drops of the resin pigment, and then mix that together with a popsicle stick. Once everything is well combined, then I'm just going to use this popsicle stick here and use it to apply our fake jam into the hole of our jelly donut, just like this. Now once the silicone dries, I definitely recommend giving this a second coat of Mod Podge just to seal in the baby powder, and then you have a super realistic fake jelly donut. Moving along to more of the fun Valentine's themed donuts, the first of which is going to be inspo from the original Dunkin Donuts Valentine's donut, and now I'm going to show you the sprinkles that we will need for this video. The first, I got these heart sprinkles from Michael's, which are super adorable, and these were actually left over from last year. And then this year I purchased some more sprinkles from this really amazing Etsy shop called And Treasures. I got 2 packs of this really adorable XOXO sprinkles, and the cool thing is I barely even used any of them to do all my donuts, and I still have a whole bunch left over for more crafts. This is just some plain like beaded sprinkles, and then I have some basic sprinkles in this kit from her as well. Now we are going to start making some of our fake strawberry frosting for the donuts. I'm going to start off using this caulk that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to put a decent amount inside this container. I'm doing a whole bunch of the fake pink frosting though, because I'm actually going to be using it for about 3 donuts. So the color I'm going to be using is Pink Eraser and Pink Polish from Apple Barrel. I'm just going to add a mixture of these 2 colors inside the container to mix, and then just mix this till it is well incorporated. I am going to mention, if you want more of a glossy type of frosting, you can always add some Mod Podge in it, or if it's too thick, you can add Mod Podge. And also to lighten it, I added a little bit of white paint and then mix that together. Once it was all mixed and ready to use, I just used the popsicle stick to apply it onto our fake donut. I just wanted to pop on and mention that I literally just hit 1K subscribers as I am editing this video, and I just wanted to mention that I am super thankful for all you guys who subscribe to me and like my content. So after you have your fake frosting on the donut, I'm just going to use some of the basic heart sprinkles and sprinkle that onto our fake frosting while it is still wet. Then just let this dry, and then you have the perfect fake heart strawberry donut. For this donut, I'm going to apply the same fake strawberry frosting. Just this time around for these sprinkles, I'm going to use the basic sprinkles to sprinkle on. And also, don't forget to stay tuned for a little 1K subscriber vlog or celebration, because that is definitely coming your way. As for this is the last donut I'm going to do with the fake strawberry frosting. I also later on made this purple fake frosting, which you will see later on in the video. I'm just using the excess to drizzle on a purple drizzle on the donut, and then I'm going to sprinkle on some of the round sprinkles to the top to finish off this donut. Regarding the frosting, I'm going to be using the same mixture for all of the fake frosting in this video, which consists of the caulk and paint. This time around, I'm using pumpkin orange from Apple Barrel, and then also if you want, it's optional, but you can add in some Mod Podge or white paint just to get it to the right consistency and color. To decorate the orange donut, I thought it would be cool to try out the XOXO pink sprinkles. Yes, the colors do clash, but I thought since my inspiration was from Dunkin Donuts that I would incorporate this donut as their theme colors. For my bluish green donut, I'm using the colors Parakeet, Key West, and White, and also a little bit of Mod Podge, and then it creates this beautiful color of turquoise green that I then went and decorated with some of the basic sprinkles. And also in the pack of heart sprinkles that I had, I picked out the white heart sprinkles just to add as a little extra touch. For the yellow type of frosting, I did a mixture of Sunny Day and white paint from Apple Barrel. Then it created this really light pale pastel yellow that I decorated with the basic heart sprinkles. For the baby blue frosting, I used the color Sky Blue with a mixture of white, and also I forgot to mention that I'm doing all these light pastel colors kind of in regards to conversation hearts. So this is kind of like Dunkin Donuts inspired yet conversation heart themed donuts. For this light blue donut, I decided to decorate it with the XOXO pink sprinkles, and I thought it was super adorable. The only thing is, after looking back at it, it kind of reminds me of a baby shower. I have two more donuts left to decorate, one Valentine's themed and one basic themed. The reason I have a few basic donuts is just so that it can kind of give a mix into the Valentine's box. This one is going to be a sugar donut, so what I did is I'm just coating the top with some more Mod Podge, and then from Dollar Tree I picked up some of this sand. What you do is you just take the sand and sprinkle it on top of the Mod Podge, which creates this really nice type of sugary look on the top of your donut. And then I actually left two of my donuts plain as a glazed donut, and now let's work on our last and final Valentine's themed donut. This last donut is going to be a purple themed conversation heart donut, so I used those two shades in purple with some Mod Podge and mixed that together. Now I'm just going to spread on our fake frosting onto our last and final donut, which is this really pretty heart one. One thing I did do is once it dried, I could have written like love or kiss or you're cute, you know, one of the iconic conversation heart sayings. But I didn't really have time in this video, and I also had on hand these little conversation hearts, so I kind of just placed those on top of the donut like this. And then we actually went to Dunkin Donuts and asked just for an empty box to showcase my donuts in, so this is the final product. guys enjoyed our DIY fake bake Valentine's donuts. They came out super adorable and are perfect for this season, decorating in maybe your kitchen or dining room. So if you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below. Stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you guys then. Bye everyone!